Gonna do a little paint work on this thing, get it cleaned back up. New headlights, new front bumper. Strip the hood, it's slapped full of rock chips. It's got a lot of paint on it. Just gonna freshen it up a little bit. This tool that you see on the hood is a 21mm throw random orbital polisher. It has a 6-inch Velcro pad on it. I'm going to use this 80 grit and we're going to strip this hood. This is by far the best stripping tool that I've found. I've used Bondo hogs, I've used DAs, grinders, chemical stripping. Today's chemical stripper does not do the job that it used to. So after trying several different tools, this is what has really worked for me the best. I've used it on several C10s. I've loaned it out to friends that have used it, stripping things. It really works well. You can see how fast it goes right down with the 80 grit. Right here, I'm at normal speed as far as the video, so you can see that it takes it off fairly quickly. Here I've sped up the video just to move things along a little bit. I do slow it back down to normal speeds so you can get an idea of how quick it goes. Once I get down to bare metal, I start working that edge back and forth, just taking the paint off, try not to heat up the metal. This method really doesn't heat the metal much at all, but I still try to keep moving around just to prevent having any kind of warping issues. The type of sandpaper that you use will also determine how fast this goes. Once you get to the bare metal, it will wear the paper out faster. So I try to stay on top of the paint for as long as I can, get it thinned down some, and then go back to the edge, work it some more, and take it on down to the bare metal. I like this method a lot better than chemical stripping. It saves a lot of time. Even though with the chemical stripper you can apply it and walk away, the last hood that I chemical stripped with today's formulated chemical stripper, aircraft stripper, it took several days, several applications per day to get it to finally get that paint loose. So to me, this sanding method is a lot faster. It gets you down to bare metal, blow it off, clean it, and it's ready to prime. There's no chemical mess to deal with, and even after you chemical strip one, you have to go over and sand it. So to me, this is a lot faster. There's one small valley underneath this raised area for the emblem that I couldn't get to with the sander. So I put a clean and strip pad on an angle grinder and took that off. So I've wiped a little bit of putty over a rock chip that was a little bit deep. I could feel the dent to it. I ground that out good, make sure there's no rust in it. Then I put just a little bit of filler on there. Ideally, you want to epoxy everything before you start filler, especially with restoration type work. But on the collision side, this is how it's going to go. You're going to take care of everything you can as fast as you can. As long as the filler says it's okay to put over bare metal, you can do that. And then we're going to prime on top of it. We'll have to sand it one time and paint it. Now, if this was a restoration job, we'd epoxy everything, we'd work our filler, and then we'd prime over top of that. So with this being as small as it is, one little rock chip, fix it, prime it, be done. You'll notice at this point, there's still some factory primer left on this hood. That's because bare steel starts corroding once it's exposed to the air. So to have minimal exposure time after final sanding, I'll go ahead and fix this rock chip over here on the side of the hood. I'll work my way around the car, fixing all the other little dents and dings that I'm going to take care of. Once everything else on the car is ready to prime, that's when I'll do the final sanding on the hood. We'll blow it off, clean it, tape it up, get it in the booth, and get some primer on it.
Yep.
Got two spots on the roof up here on the sail panel that I'm going to tape up. One back tape so that it's primed up to the roll, that edge right there. dig to the back side of it, and then roll it over. That's won't let it prime right up to that edge, and then we could sand it back down, sand that primer edge when we get ready to paint it. Then for the rest of it, I'll do the old sticky tape trick. I'll go to the end of where I sanded. So all I gotta do is throw the bag over it, cut it out, and I'll be able to prime. Same with this up here. But this, we've got this edge to deal with. We don't want our primer in the jam, but we want to get it really close. We want it right on that edge. So we'll back tape. Back tape that edge. Oop, close the door. And then we'll pull it down. We'll tape to the tape, and we'll pull it down to where we want it, which is just enough to get primer all the way on our filler. The back side of this has been scuffed. We'll do the same thing we did on the back. We'll back tape it. Fold it back and tape it down. So when I put these on crooked, I'm just trying not to have a straight line across there. And I'm gonna try not to build up primer every coat to that. I'm gonna bring my first coat back, second coat, third coat. I'm gonna stagger the coats. So we'll just drag our razor blade real lightly. Real light touch. Hardly any pressure on it at all, just enough to slice that plastic. And it don't take much. Just behind the edge of the metal. If you have an edge that cut too far back or didn't stick, just put your piece of tape on top of it and sandwich it in there. So when you double that, when you spin that tape together, it gives you a little bit of a cushion so you can run down that with your razor blade and pull that plastic off without cutting through and touching the paint. You never want to cut on the plastic on top of the paint. It'll cut right through and leave a groove that will not go away.